Corillo, activo otro martes más aquí en el Debate TV. Dímelo, Corillo, ¿qué es lo que hay? Oye, Corti de Wedding Game, el trainer y José Báez Open Mic. ¿Qué es lo que hay, Corillo?
Saludos a todos. Gracias por conectarse aquí un martes más. Aquí le vamos a meter un poquito al Spanglish, como dice el título, como dice Corti, un poquito al Spanglish. Saludito a todos los que se están conectando, ya a Saúl Montalvo, Saúl es panita mío, mi hermano. Gracias por conectarse. Recuerden el like, recuerden el share y también recuerden darle follow también a lo que es la página en Instagram, en Facebook y también el subscribe en YouTube.
¿Cómo, trainer?
Mira, mi gente, pues nada, antes de empezar, yo no sé ustedes, pero por lo menos a mí, cuando yo llego a mi casa, a mí me gusta verlo acicalado, me gusta verlo bien bonito, que yo vaya y que la sala parezca un cine, que tú entres al cuarto y lo veas con la fascia bien exagerado. Pues mi gente, si tú quieres ver tu casa así, ustedes no pueden buscarla más ningún otro lado que no sea fascia moderna, mi gente. Esta gente tiene todo tipo de fascia en Gypsum board y en PVC. Tienen pared de textura, 3D wall, wallpaper, luces, pintura, remodelación de interiores, cemento pulido, construcción en general. Mi gente, esta gente están a otro nivel. Síganlo en todas las redes sociales como Fascia Moderna. Por ahí está el número de teléfono 787-360-1048, apúntelo, Corillo, 787-360-1048, Fascia Moderna, nuestro servicio hace la diferencia. Estamos activos.
Oye, durísimo, gracias a todos nuevamente. Recuerden, compartan este contenido, vayan a la página de YouTube, suscríbanse en el canal, denle a la campanita, vayan a Instagram. Hoy, sin más preámbulos, tenemos a uno de los caballos, una de las firmas grandes de aquí, de los Cangrejeros de Santurce, del trainer. Así que está hoy, ya tú sabes, bien contento, sin más preámbulos, el caballote. Oye, Spanglish Mono fuimos hoy. El gran Ramón Clemente. Dímelo, Ramón, ¿qué es lo que hay? Saludos. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
How's it going, brother?
I'm chilling, man. Out here on the island, just living.
Hell yeah. Bueno, mi gente, Corillo, ya tú sabes, hoy estamos flow Spanglish. Obviamente sabemos que nuestro caballote, que nos ha dado mucha gloria en la selección nacional aquí y en Puerto Rico, el gran Ramón Clemente, ya casi es más de aquí que mucha gente, y eso ha pasado muchísimo. Se ha hablado muchísimo, ¿verdad? De esto, de mucha gente que nos representan, que han sido nacidos en otros países y criados realmente en Nueva York y demás, pero son puertorriqueños, y tenemos a Ramón Clemente. Ramón, first of all, right, we wanna welcome you to los Cangrejeros. Bueno, el trainer wanna welcome you to los Cangrejeros. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, feel good to be on the other side, man. I'm really digging and loving it over here. There's nothing but love on the side.
How you been feeling, Ramon, with the practice, with the Cangrejeros? How are you feeling?
It's been pretty intense. I actually hurt my back yesterday. I'll be all right. I had a little back spasm.
Okay.
But we're cramping up a lot of practices in 10 days because we leave Thursday to Nicaragua. Okay. And we play Friday, Saturday. We're leaving the day before, playing 2 games, coming right back. So it's a lot right now. But it's,
so you think you're going to be ready for Friday's game in Nicaragua?
I hope so. Whatever I got to do, take a shot. Whatever they got, I'm going to take it. I'm going to get on that court, man. I got to get these wins.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Bueno, más o menos, obviamente, ¿verdad? Vamos a estar traduciendo lo que dice Ramón. Más o menos nos está diciendo que tiene compromiso, especialmente este próximo viernes, que va a estar viajando a Nicaragua. En las prácticas se ha lastimado un poco la espalda, pero creo que debe estar ready para los próximos compromisos. Así que vamos para encima. Ramón, we're going to start our debate of the night. We talked a little bit before we started the live. So pretty much like always, 2 minutes. Everyone's going to have 2 minutes to prove their point. And we're going to go with this first question. La vamos a hacer en español, obviamente, para todos nuestros videntes aquí que vean lo que estamos preguntando, y luego la convertimos en inglés. Ramón, obviamente ha habido muchas piezas que han traído los Cangrejeros de Santurce. Este año yo creo que se han puesto para la conversación de estar, si no en la final, o estar bien cerca, o ganarse el campeonato. ¿Es esto real? Todas estas piezas que han incluido los Cangrejeros para un campeonato, o solamente se están preparando para a lo mejor el año que viene tener un mejor season? Ramón, after all these new signs that the Cangrejeros have, I think we can say that you're a team built for a championship run. are we definitely seeing a championship run for the Cangrejeros this year? Or we think that, again, either Capitanes or Bayamón, they're going to try to go all the way down? We're going to start with Ramon. You got 2 minutes. You can start now.
All right. Well, for me, with the whole me even coming to Santurce, it was always Bayamón or Arecibo, you know. Mm-hmm. And for me, as a competitor, it was never to go to one of the teams to just be fit in. They wouldn't really stand out, you know. Even with the signings that we have down, I didn't expect all of these signings to come in. As a competitor, even if I was on the worst team in the league, my logic is to go to the championship. So regardless of who's on my team or what, just as a competitor, I'm expected to try to go to the championship and get a ring, because I feel like if that's not on your mind, you shouldn't even be playing the game. So yes, I think we have a huge chance. Am I saying we're going to go win the championship, stuff like that? You don't really say stuff like that. You kind of let the work do it for itself. You know, you kind of look stupid at the end if you come up short. So as a competitor, I think we'll go. I think we'll win the championship. We have the pieces to do it. A lot of teams have the pieces. It's all about putting it together. And I feel like the team that puts the pieces together at the right time, that's going to be the team to get it. So, like even Arecibo last year, they caught on last year. They really started gelling together towards the end of the year, you know, and that's what really counts. So, yeah, in all honesty, in my opinion, yes, I think we have a chance to win the championship next year.
Awesome. Por encimita de lo que dijo Ramón, para las personas, ¿verdad?, que solamente entienden español. Ramón, estábamos hablando, la pregunta fue originalmente que si todas las piezas de los Cangrejeros pueden hacer un championship run para esto, y Ramón nos dice que sí, que realmente ¿verdad?, uno se va a un equipo que tenga realmente condiciones para poder hacer eso, y eso es lo que van a traer. Sería estúpido decir que no tienen un equipo para poder enfrentarse a alguna final contra alguien, pero la realidad es que tienen un equipo para eso y a eso se dirigen. Vaya, Zumba.
¿Tiene en español o en inglés?
No, pues en español.
En español. Pues mira, quitando obviamente el lado fanático al lado, pues obviamente saben que aquí que yo soy Vaqueros de Bayamón. Santurce se movió la ficha bien. O sea, tuvo la firma de Ramón, también trajeron la firma de Matías, traen a los hermanos Clavel, tienen a 2 refuerzos grandes también que son obviamente nombres de NBA. Creo que sí tienen el equipo para hacer un run, tienen un equipo para competir para el campeonato. Obviamente, como dijo Ramón, la competencia es entre Bayamón y Arecibo, pero ahora creo que los Cangrejeros están tocando la puerta con un equipazo. O sea, hay mucho, este año la liga está un poco ruda, o sea, está un poco fuerte. O sea, que ahora ganar este año va a ser increíble. Y esta vez sí que no, como dice Ramón, no hay excusa. Sí, pero yo entiendo que obviamente sí tienen el equipo, pero obviamente creo que este año ganan los Vaqueros de Bayamón.
Trainer.
Si quieres traducirle lo que...
Zumba un poquito, vaya.
Okay. Ramon, what I said was, I think you guys have the perfect fit because you guys bring the Gian Clavel and Gilberto Clavel. You guys bring, obviously, you and Angel Matias, and you bring the reinforcements was Tyler Hansbrook, and I forgot the other name. Are 2 players? Yeah, it's the 2 players that used to play in the NBA. They used to play in the NBA. I think you guys have a great team, and I think you guys can have the potential to go to the finals. Obviously, I'm a Bayamón fan. I think Bayamón and Arecibo are the top dogs right now, but you guys have the potential to have a great series with them and try to beat them.
Duro, Trainer.
Mira, obviamente cada uno de nosotros siempre se va a ir con su equipo. Yo creo que, pero siendo objetivo, sabemos que la línea con Gustavo Ayón son los Capitanes de Arecibo, y ahora se integra Bayamón, Stephen Thompson, Ángel Núñez, pues obviamente esas son las 2 líneas, pero los Cangrejeros de Santurce firmaron a los 2 mejores agentes libres que tenía la agencia libre, ¿verdad? Vale la redundancia, que es Ángel Matías y Ramón Clemente. Además de eso, tú traes 2 buenos refuerzos americanos con experiencia de NBA, tipos fajones, tipos que lucen en las ligas europeas. Además de eso, pues tú vuelves otra vez con los veteranos Filiberto, tú traes a Gilberto Clavel, traes a Ian Clavel, todavía sigue Isaac Sosa, que yo creo que este tipo está confeccionado perfectamente. Hay un gran balance en este equipo para poder competir para el campeonato. Obviamente, durante el season vamos a seguir engranando porque en papel nos vemos excelente, pero tenemos que trabajar en equipo. Pero overall, después de la segunda mitad del season, yo creo que los Cangrejeros lo van a tomar más en serio la gente de lo que, ¿verdad? Que siempre es Bayamón y Arecibo. Los Cangrejeros de Santurce va a estar en esa línea.
Duro, durísimo. Antes de seguir, gracias a todos los que están conectados con nosotros,
Sí, señor.
de la página de YouTube y Facebook. Recuerden seguir compartiendo el contenido. Hoy estamos en un modo diferente, estamos en modo híbrido hoy, modo Spanglish. Tenemos al caballote Ramón Clemente de los Cangrejeros de Santurce y ex-jugador de nuestra selección. Así que nada, mira, yo realmente hablando de la composición de los Cangrejeros, realmente tienen un equipo bien grande para poder hacer lo que les dé la gana este año en la liga. Creo que José Juan Barea jugando desde el día 1 es una pieza bien importante. I know that's Ramón homie Barea. So entiendo que realmente la química que se va a dar en el equipo es una química muy buena. Obviamente entiendo que la liga, luego del draft del día de hoy, se apretó mucho también. Creo que va a ser uno de los años más competitivos que hemos visto del BCN. Entiendo que los Cangrejeros tienen un equipo mucho más sólido. El año pasado sí, uno podía decir, con suerte. Yo creo que este año un equipo sólido, eso no quiere decir, y no importa porque Carolina yo creo que va hasta abajo y van a tener que comerse a Carolina con pique, pero yo creo que los Cangrejeros de Santurce tienen tremendo equipo. Ramon, I was saying pretty much that I'm a Carolina fan, so I'm always going to root for my team. But you guys actually have a really, really good team to actually go all the way to the championship and win it. I think having JJ Barea from day one, having you from day one, and having all these pieces, Angel Matia, Los Clavel, I think everything worked out very good. After last year maybe, all this hype about Bad Bunny having the team and stuff, we'll see. Yeah, like we want Santurce to win, but it was really hard to put it together in paper and beating Bayamón and beating Arecibo. But I think Los Cangrejeros have a really, really good team put together. Have a good management, of course. The captain of the ship, the legend, Larry Ayuso. So I think and Carla Cortijo, of course. I think y'all gonna be good. It's gonna be. I mean, y'all gonna fight Carolina, but y'all be good. Y'all be good.
Carolina's tough though. I don't honestly this season. There's a lot of teams that didn't play good last year, like San Germán, Humacao. Those teams that were slept on last year, Carolinas. Those teams are going to be tough. The league's going to be really good this year. Quebradillas probably started off a little bit new this year. Like some teams did a little reset, but they're still all teams to be reckoned with for sure.
Yep. Ramon, obviously I'm going to do the question first in Spanish.
Antes de seguir, mi gente, ya pueden ir llamando para hablar sobre el debate. Pueden hacerle preguntas también a Ramón. Pueden hacerlas en español. Yo se las traduzco en inglés. Lo pueden hacer en inglés como usted se sienta. Este es el debate y usted hace lo que le dé la gana aquí. Así que llámenos por ahí, 787-404-9221. Bye.
Ramón, obviamente ha jugado en el BCN. ¿Crees que esta ha sido este va a ser el año más difícil para ganar? Ramón, you've been playing in this league for years already. Do you think like this year is going to be the toughest to win a championship?
Nah, not at all. Because like I said, it's more so of what team connects. You know what I mean? You can start off, this team is going to start off well. It's going to drop at the end. It's just a matter of who sticks together. Being in this league, I've seen really tough teams. I've seen the league at its strongest at points. Right now, it's really strong right now. It won't be easy. It won't be easy because all it takes is to play one of those teams that I was just mentioning that is a sleeper to knock someone out, and that would definitely be a big deal. So I can't say it would be the toughest year because you just never know how the year will go on. On paper, yes, it would be a tough year, but we just need to see how it goes. And for me, I'm not worried about anything because I feel like I have the perfect team. I have all of the right pieces that I need. So I'm going in to have fun and very confident.
Tenemos una llamadita antes de seguir con nosotros aquí. Ramón, we have a call, so we're going to go with the people now. El debate TV, buenas noches.
Sí, buenas noches.
Sí, saludos, ¿quién me habla?
Carrasquillo de Canóvana.
Zumba, Carrasquillo.
Saludos, Carrasquillo.
Mira, yo soy fanático de Santurce y quisiera preguntarle a Ramón cómo se siente ese orgullo de representar a Santurce, porque la historia siempre ha dicho que Santurce es un poblado esclavo. La calle Loíza, El Sabor, toda esta área aquí. Sabemos que Ramón es un defensor de los afroamericanos en Estados Unidos y en sus redes y todo esto afrocaribeño. Es un orgullo. Santurce es una leyenda, es un poblado fundado por esclavos históricamente y es un sabor bien diferente y Ramón representa eso en Puerto Rico. Así que yo quisiera preguntarle y que a Ramón, que cuando salga la camisa de él quiero una, así que estaré en el Clemente buscando.
Ya
Dale,
estamos.
gracias por todo.
This is a fan one, Ramon.
Yeah, we have a big fan over here. So he was pretty much asking how you feel. Of course, we know you are very you always supporting, of course, the Black community, and coming back to Santurce now that is a very popular known Black area of Puerto Rico. How you feel representing Santurce? That of course goes back to what you do for your Black community. How you feeling and how you presenting Santurce? And he said that he's a diehard fan of Santurce that is gonna buy your jersey and please sign it for him when he go to the Clemente.
Oh, man, that's love. The original question about how do I feel about it. In all honesty, like I'm a huge fan of Roberto Clemente, and just watching the things that he's done in the past, the little power that I have and the little name that I do have, and I can make some noise and I can find ways to get sponsors and those type of things to go out there and try to help as much in the community as much as I could, in my reach. It definitely feels dope to actually go and put a smile on people's faces, even if it's just a day, especially with the area I'm in. There's a lot of homeless people out here in Santurce, so any chance I get, sometimes I'll even kick it on the corner with them and just talk, just about life, because I feel like it's usually like they're just like stepped over and look, it's just everybody got their own thing going on, but it's very rare that I think any person would sit down and take the time to actually have a conversation with somebody,
Right,
at the end of the day, these people are human as well, and it's a lot of less fortunate out here in this area of Santurce. So as I consider myself a people person. I never saw myself as kind of like staying away from everything on some star stuff. Like, nah, like I want to be on the ground and running with everyone around. This basketball doesn't last forever. One thing I do know is when that ball stops, things change, people move on, and that's just what it is. So I don't want to be the guy to retire to try to get into these things now, to try to get some publicity or some, notoriety. I don't need that. While I do have a spotlight and I can bring attention on certain situations, I'm going to do it now. I just feel like players look crazy when they retire, then they want to do so much, and then they want to work together, and then do it while you're playing, do it while you're active, because that's when it counts and that's when it really means something. After is an easy excuse to try to continue to do something,
right.
Stuff like that. Like, nah, not me. I'm gonna do it while I'm here. When we did the signing and I had all the attention on me, I made sure I did all these other things while the spotlight was around. So that's my main thing, is use my name while it's hot right now. Use it while it's hot for good, instead of just being about me. And also the jersey, I got you in the signing with the jersey.
Oh, here you go.
From the people from Puerto Rico, thank you, Ramon.
Oh,
yeah, for real.
Yes,
For real. That's awesome. Más o menos lo que acaba de decir Ramón, algo bien, ¿verdad? Bien bonito, que muchas veces no escuchamos de los mismos de aquí, que son nativos, nativizados, nacidos y criados de aquí. Y Ramón Clemente, acerca de la pregunta que le hizo la persona que llamó Carrasquillo, obviamente está hablando que está súper orgulloso de representar a, ¿verdad? Que está trabajando con la comunidad de Santurce, y nos está hablando que también, ¿verdad? Que muchas veces en el área que él está viviendo en Santurce, pues hay mucha gente que están sin casa, de ambulantes, y él se para a veces hasta él mismo a hablar con ellos y solamente, como dice, hablando con ellos y esas cosas, y realmente se quiere mantener activo mientras su nombre está vigente, porque obviamente hay mucha gente que sabemos que coge mucho pon después que se retiran esas cosas, haciendo ayudas benéficas y que los vean y qué sé yo, pero realmente en tu corazón, Ramón Clemente quiere hacerlo ahora mismo vigente cuando su nombre está vigente y todavía su nombre está sonando, para que entonces ese foco no solamente sea con él, sino la ayuda que quiere hacer, y realmente estamos súper orgullosos de ti, y thank you, Ramón, for that, all what you said. Zumba, bye.
Ramon, I have a question for you, because I saw you trying to re-sign JJ. What's the importance, and how do you feel with the companion of JJ Barea in Santurce right now?
One thing about basketball is chemistry. Forget JJ being a hell of a player and his resume and what he does and how good of a player he is. Chemistry is one thing, and me and JJ's chemistry is amazing. But not only about me and him, that energy rubs off on other players, on the team, the environment, just the people being around. And also with me leaving the national team early too, I wanted to get it again with JJ before a full season. This is like, you know what I mean? Like I remember being in Maya West when they played for the championship against Miami, like me being in the censor, like after that, our parking lot was full. We playing against Isabel. We were us and Isabel was last place. And this is I didn't even really know who JJ was. I'm just hearing like JJ. So when the parking lot was full, I'm like, oh, our game's gonna be packed. We go in the game, no one's in there. Literally, everybody went to the center
to watch the game.
After the game, we rushed to the center. They had a big screen in the middle of Maya West, and we're all watching. We watched JJ get a championship, and for me, that was super dope to see that. You know what I mean? And from there, like to see that and see JJ play in the league and stuff like that. And my only chance was to play with him with the national team. We get a few games here and there, but to actually get a full season to play with your friend, I think is super dope. And you know what I mean? This is just something I'll be able to tell my kids about. You know, way after I play ball, like, yo, me and JJ, we laced him up for his last year. If this is his last year, but we laced it up for a season. I can always tell that story, you know?
Awesome. Nice. Zumba, dime tú mismo.
Obviamente la pregunta mía hacia Ramón fue por JJ Barea, porque obviamente ellos tienen una amistad bien grande y qué era lo que sentía hacia traer la Barea de nuevo a Santurce. Obviamente él dice que Barea es algo más que un jugador, que él lo ve más influyente. Cuando él estaba jugando en Mayagüez, Barea estaba cuando llegó campeón en Dallas, y él lo que dice que fue increíble porque estaba jugando contra Isabela y la cancha estaba vacía simplemente porque en la plaza estaban viendo el juego de NBA de Barea llegando campeón, y tan pronto se acabó el juego de Isabela y Mayagüez, ellos fueron a la plaza a ver a Barea llegar campeón, y fue algo grande, y que es un orgullo para Ramón jugar con JJ Barea, y que le va a decir a sus hijos que en algún momento jugó con el gran José Juan Barea.
Durísimo, trainer. Vamos última pregunta antes de movernos al próximo tema.
All right, Moncho, last time we have Nelson Colon, Vaquero Bayamón, coach of Vaquero Bayamón, and I asked him how close was Bayamón to sign Ramon Clemente, and he said it was very, very close. My question is, what or who convinced you to sign with Santurce?
Like we mentioned earlier, with the Arecibo Bayamón thing, it was always I'm cool with Bayamón. I played there in 2018. Bayamón's like family. So even during the playoffs, can I curse on here?
Yeah, of course.
Go ahead.
Even during the playoffs, I would talk shit to them the whole playoffs and laughing. I was really enjoying myself this playoffs, you know, as a competitor. Still, I'll talk shit to them, go down, put somebody on the floor and the other, and I get hit. I love this. You know what I mean? Just being a warrior out there. There's no, like, I'm talking and being friendly and I'm shying away. No, I'm going to talk shit to you and I'm going to throw you on the floor. And I'll take it the same way. So I always had a relationship with them. Coach Nelson, I just DM'd him the other day after when they lost to USA. I told him I always had to keep pushing. You know, that's like family. Never did me wrong. Coach Nelson is probably one of the best coaches in the league by far. I just love his everything he does with the game of basketball. He respects his players respect him. No type of disrespect at all. So I was really considering it. But then I looked at the Santurce situation. They weren't deep at the bench. You got to understand, too, I'm an older player. I'm a vet, too, but I want to play. Last year being in Cavs, I didn't play a lot. But I really didn't care because, you know, I wanted to be a free agent. The rules are you have to average under 15 minutes.
Right.
So, you know, I didn't argue when I didn't play, whatever. There's no argument at all. I just made sure I didn't complain about anything. But during the season, I seen what was going on in Santurce, and I seen the money that they were putting in the team and the presentation and everything. And it's like they had everything, but the basketball just wasn't there yet. I feel like they weren't deep enough last year. Also, it takes some chemistry too of putting things together. So even with us next year with this whole team, we still have to get our chemistry going. It's just it's good that we have more vets and stuff that's been around the game. So as far as the whole Bayamón situation, I didn't really want to they almost went undefeated last season. You know, nothing against Kevin Durant, but that would have been similar to a Kevin Durant Warriors type move. You know, no disrespect towards the move that he did, do his best for his career. But for me, I kind of didn't want to go out like that. It's kind of like jumping on a ship where someone's building their ship at the beginning of the shore, or I can parachute in the other ship that's about to make it to the finish line already, you know? And it's like, which one would you rather? Would you rather build this ship and go through the waters in the rough time and try to catch that finish line? Or do you want to make it easy and just land in this ship and go? But we was definitely very, very close. for me going to Bayamon, because I've been there, I've been in the environment, I know the management, it's all love there, but it was more so a situation. And plus, we're in the same area too, so there was no excuse of, where the place was. So that was my reason for sure.
Awesome. Zumba trainer eso para entonces cambiar.
Vamos a ver. Bueno, yo le pregunté a Moncho, que nosotros tuvimos a Nelson Colón en el programa pasado. Yo le pregunté a Nelson que qué tan cerca estuvo de firmar a Moncho, a Ramón Clemente, en los Vaqueros de Bayamón. Y él dijo que estuvo bien cerca, muy cerca. Y pues mi pregunta fue que qué fue lo que convenció a Ramón Clemente en firmar en Santurce. Y entonces, pues él dice de que él respeta mucho, él tiene una muy buena relación con Bayamón. De hecho, él jugó en el 2018 con Bayamón, que realmente él aprecia lo que es la franquicia, él dio el todo por el todo, él se fajaba en la cancha, él hacía todo. Él disfrutó mucho jugar con los Vaqueros de Bayamón, pero él estaba viendo más la situación de lo que estaba pasando con los Cangrejeros de Santurce. Él vio una mejor oportunidad. Obviamente él como veterano, él quiere traer eso a la cancha, además de que él también pues, quiere jugar con su equipo. Él quiere tener tiempo de juego. Y pues él lo ve más o menos similar como lo de Kevin Durant, que ¿sabes? Se veía injusto de que pues entonces él se iría para Bayamón para reforzarse, el caminito fácil, sino que él quiere crear esa cultura, quiere crear el chemistry. ¿Cómo que se dice chemistry?
La química.
La química. Quiere crear la química en el equipo. Él estaba viendo lo que estaba pasando con los Cangrejeros de Santurce, el dinero que estaban invirtiendo para hacer mejor el equipo, ¿verdad? Los uniformes y todo. Y pues obviamente esa es una de las cosas que realmente lo convenció a él para firmar con los Cangrejeros de Santurce.
Durísimo, durísimo. Realmente, bueno, excelentes conectaciones de cada uno. Antes de seguir esto, recuerden que al final del programa vamos a estar anunciando el ganador del pop de Michael Jordan, que está por aquí. No sé si se ve bien. Aquí está. Vamos a estar.
Does the go to you, Ramon, or is LeBron James?
Nah, come on, man.
Come on, don't tell me you're a LeBron fan, man.
Jordan, man, ain't nothing close.
Not even close. I don't want to talk about
it. What he said, que Jordan is the GOAT, and it's not even close.
Jordan is the GOAT.
They talking about trading LeBron. That would never ever happen in the world.
There we go. Ramón es uno de nosotros, de los míos.
We will have a conversation
Team
later.
Jordan.
We'll talk about it later.
Braun out there chasing stats right now, man.
He's been playing for 19 years. Anyway, let go. We're gonna sit down later and talk about it, bro. Okay. Nada, mi gente, como saben, ya saben, al final del programa vamos a estar rifando, vamos a estar haciendo el sorteo del pop. Vamos a dar a la segunda pregunta. Same thing, Ramon. We're going to go to the second question, 2 minutes each, and then we're going to have the call from people, and then we're going to open the lines for whatever question they got for you, and then we'll be done. Segunda pregunta del debate del día de hoy. Obviamente sabemos que este pasado fin de semana, nuestra selección de Puerto Rico, con su nuevo comandante, el gran Nelson Colón, y de la mano de Pachi Cruz y Carlos González, pues se salieron a sus compromisos, que tuvimos un live sobre eso. ¿Cuándo fue eso? El viernes pasado, ¿verdad? El viernes pasado tuvimos un live sobre eso, sobre la actuación que tuvo Puerto Rico con Estados Unidos, y vimos ahora, luego el domingo, la actuación que tuvo contra Cuba. La pregunta es, Ramón, after watching all what happened with the pretty much brand new national team from Puerto Rico, with new manager, new people coming back, Gotti Brown back in the stuff. Do you think your old team, the national team, the old team that you won a couple medals with it as well, it's better put together as of the team that Nelson Colón has right now in order to go to the World Cup, or you think the one that we have right now is good enough to actually make it all the way for the World Cup?
I think we were 100% better. And the reason why I say we were 100% better is because we played together for a long time, together. The difference between the team that's there now is they're new. We got a lot of guys that's getting their feet wet. And one thing that a lot of people don't understand, I've seen people trash talking other players. We're talking the 12 best Puerto Ricans to represent the island, in that moment. Everybody's used to being the man on their team, wherever they're playing at and stuff like that. Coming to the national team is a little bit more different type of sacrifices. my sacrifice on the national team. I was the muscle basically. I was like a defensive guy. Energy, that was my role, you know. JJ's role was to run the ship. Joe Bulkman's role was to give energy and stuff. Carlos Arroyo, like everybody had their roles and stuff. And I feel like with the national team right now, it's a lot of new guys, and they haven't really been there with the national team yet. They don't have enough miles as with that Puerto Rico uniform on, and it's gonna take some time, you know. Right. I seen a lot of negative comments and stuff about if this person was there in this situation, but the thing is, you know, we got to start new at some point. If we were in this situation, how we would have done, I've never beat Team USA in my career. So I can't go out there and say, oh, we would have, like, I've never won against Team USA. Right. As far as Cuba, yeah, I've had a close game against Cuba before with the other national team. We've been there. We were actually in Roberto Clemente playing. It was a close game. They were winning most of the game. So I can't even say, like, yo, we're better because this is that. Like, we know each other. On the national team, we know each other. If we play
20 seconds.
Oh, shoot.
Go ahead. 20 seconds. Go ahead.
That's enough.
That's it.
So he said. So he said it's 100% better. The team that you play
100% better because experience and you know what I mean. Just
cohesion, pretty much. Yeah, ok, so básicamente Ramón nos dice, ¿verdad? Que el equipo de la pregunta que estaba haciendo es que si el equipo de la selección cuando él estaba participando en la selección es un equipo que está mejor confeccionado y de mejor talento comparado con el que vimos ahora, este equipo nuevo en la pasada, en esta ventana que pasó ahora. Y pues Ramón Clemente nos dice que es 100% su equipo en la que él participaba es mucho mejor porque obviamente llevaba mucho más tiempo juntos, había mucho más química entre ellos y obviamente cada cual tenía su rol. Aquí pues realmente vimos que obviamente en lo que esta gente vuelve y se integra nuevamente, pues es un poquito difícil todavía definir el rol y pues por eso es que él dice que 100% su equipo es mejor. ¿Bae?
Obviamente, esto creo que este es un debate, va a ser bastante unánime. Creo que obviamente el equipo de antes era mejor, pero es por todo lo que dijo Ramón. O sea, nosotros estamos empezando desde cero. Obviamente estábamos dependiendo.
Si lo fueras a poner y si lo fueras a poner los dos al mismo tiempo, and I want to ask you the same question after, Ramón. If we put the teams together, let's say like they've been playing together for a long time, you're on the same setting pretty much. ¿Cuál es el equipo? Who's the team that actually will look better all the way?
Pues sigo diciendo que el equipo de antes.
I'm gonna pick my team every time.
Yeah, he's gonna. That's obvious for him. He's gonna.
I'm gonna run with my own team, and there's nothing against the other team. Like hell of talent, like a lot of talent on that team. But I'm gonna always run with my own team. Like I said, I'm a competitor. Put me in the worst team, I'm gonna think we're gonna win it.
No, y también, obviamente tenían lo que era Carlos Arroyo, José Juan Barea, Renaldo Balkman, Ramón Clemente. They were loaded. O sea, estaban cargados. Era un talento súper brutal. Y lo que estaba diciendo Ramón, they accept their role. O sea, ellos aceptaron su rol.
Those guys will catch on. They'll catch on.
Definitely.
I know 2 minutes is up, but one thing also, I think when guys understand, because this is hard, but you got to understand, you know, a lot of people want to go to the national team and go off and, you know, but when they understand, like, yo, you don't have to do all that. We just do these little things, my job, and when we win, everybody show love. No one remember the stats I had a year ago in a certain tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they just either won or you lost.
Pues, sí, para seguir diciendo, obviamente tengo que escoger el por talento. Creo que el otro equipo, el equipo de Ramón está un poco mejor en talento. Obviamente no estamos quitándole mérito a la selección de ahora. Obviamente están en un proceso. Claro. It takes time, o sea, toma tiempo. Pero creo que sí. O sea, obviamente Carlos Arroyo, Ramón Clemente, José Juan Barea, Renaldo Balkman. O sea, era un equipo loaded.
Suma, Trainer.
Bueno, este equipo no está completamente confeccionado, todavía faltan piezas muy importantes. Ahora mismo el mismo Condi, Gemi Andújar, falta, en mi opinión, que tiene que estar ahí obligatoriamente Angelito Rodríguez. Si está todo el equipo con el coaching staff que nosotros tenemos, probablemente puedan competir, pero no le van a ganar a este equipo porque este equipo han jugado más de 8 o 10 años juntos. Cada cual se conoce, la química, cada cual aceptaron y ejecutan su rol al 100%. O sea, tú salías, Ramón Clemente hacía la diferencia. Cada vez que él salía del banco, tú notabas que Ramón Clemente estaba en la cancha, porque traía su energía, traía su fuerza, sus mañas. Y pues lo que hacía Ramón Clemente, por ejemplo, que era coger 6 offensive rebounds y se sentaba, pues ya estábamos felices. Y José Juan Barea haciendo su juego, etcétera, etcétera. Cuestión de talento, pues yo creo que pues este equipo está muy talentoso, pero el del pasado, el equipo que estaba Ramón Clemente, sí, es mejor que el de ahora. Yo no sé si ustedes quieren partir de ahí.
15 segundos.
Porque quieren partir de ahí en cuestión y hablar de los coaching, entonces quién tiene la culpa, quién no tiene la culpa. Obviamente yo me sigo ese equipo con Nelson Colón, yo creo que hubiese sido mejor.
Antes de, ¿verdad? Antes de yo decir lo mío, recuerden que pueden llamar ya 787-404-9221 para entonces ir a las preguntas abiertas y cerrar ya mismito. Pero nada, yo digo que realmente el equipo de ahora es un equipo mucho más, depende como, o sea, para mí depende del sistema de juego. Yo creo que el equipo de ahora es un equipo mucho más rápido, mucho más joven, juvenil, obviamente, mucho más joven. Y yo creo que tienen más que probar que el equipo obviamente de Ramón Clemente, porque obviamente el equipo de Ramón Clemente, como decimos, estaba loaded, ¿me entiendes? Yo creo que este equipo tiene mucha más hambre de ganar y yo creo que ahora con Nelson Colón y compañía, yo creo que va a ser un equipo que se va a ver mejor de que se vio, obviamente cuando lleguen a eso, se va a ver mucho mejor de lo que se vio en ese momento dado, esa ventana donde estaba Ramón Clemente. Bye.
Bueno, sí, si hablamos sobre pero lo que pasa es que el equipo, hay que recordarlo, el equipo de Ramón era Carlos Arroyo, José Juan Barea, el mismo Ramón Clemente en su pick. O sea, Ramón llegaba del banco, Ramon, you came off the bench and you bring the energy, right? Like that time was tough. That team was loaded and chemistry was 100%. Like you guys were loaded, man.
That was the best role ever to play. I really embraced that role to come off the bench. And I said I can curse, but just come off the bench and just go on the court and just fuck everybody up. That was everything. Even the bench get hyped for me because I'll be like, all right, go time. Because I know when I go
that's my job. That's what I need to do. Okay,
I'm
let's
go in and I'm gonna let the biggest dude they go and get it. I didn't want everybody. Giannis went in his face in the World Cup, called him a bitch, all kind of like everybody. I'm going after them, and it was fun. It was fun. I embraced my role. And once, I promise you, when those guys understand that's what the national team is about, it's going to be a whole different team. But it's a matter of guys just giving in, also building chemistry as well. I'm not saying that's the only thing, but they got to play together too.
Ramon, do you think it was a real problem, our old management in the team? Like, even though we didn't perform as we expected, of course, Puerto Rico, and now everything was always the managers or the coaching staff problem. Now we can see after being defeated by the U.S. for, I think it was 20, right?
Yeah, 20 or 30 points.
20, 30 points. And watching what we can offer as a team. Do you think was really a management problem back in the last couple of tournaments, or it was just the players?
I don't want to put nobody under the butt. No, I don't. Trust me, I promise you, I don't even care about none of that stuff. But my opinion, I don't even know how to say this, but my opinion, it was too much. It was too much control of the players. That's the best way to put it. You know, players that get fined if they weren't there. It was more so like it felt like work. That's the best way to describe it. And I just talked to Balkman yesterday, and the national team should never feel like work. You know what I mean? National team was always a time where you're away from your, because you're not playing for money. You're playing for the country. But it should pride. Like, if you don't do this, you're going to get in. It shouldn't. That's not the way to play it. And, you know, as you can see, a lot of players retired from the national team, including myself. And there was a reason for it. I'm not going to speak on the reason because I'm not going to throw people under the bus. But I low-key just feel like the national team, they let people destroy the national team single-handedly. And they made the program more so about a group over the players. And it wasn't right. For me, I'm still torn that I had to retire from the national team. I didn't want to retire from the national team. I had one more shot to possibly make it to one tournament I didn't make it to, and that was the Olympics. And that still hurts to this day. I didn't even watch the national team games. I can't watch it because I know how much I still want to be out there on the floor. I should have been out there on the floor. And that hurts, man, because I took Puerto Rico to the chest, like dislocated toe, like all kind of things, man. Like not being home for years straight, playing overseas to Puerto Rico, straight to the national team, only going home for weeks or a month, years on years on years. And for them to let a group pick a group over the actual players and give so much power, it was kind of messed up. And like I said, that still hurts to this day. I can't even watch national team basketball.
Wow.
So Ramon, when you're talking about it was disrespectful for you and you retire from the national team,
Yeah,
it was a group of people, it was the staff, or it was like people higher than the staff?
I wouldn't go in specifics. I'm not gonna go in specifics. I don't want. They know who they are, and the people, they know what it is. Everyone know who it is. I'm not gonna say any names, anything like that, because I don't want to. I'd rather tell.
You are not gonna do what they do. What
I'm not
what
gonna
they
do that.
did.
But at the end
You're
of
not
the
gonna
day,
do that.
it shouldn't have went out like that. There's no way in the world.
People that are a little bit smart, that know the situation, they know the name. So
There's
we
no
understand.
way in the world Angel should have retired. David Huerta should have. There's no way in the world these
Javier
players should
Mojica
retire.
retired and now he came back.
Well, that's the obvious reason right there, and we all know what that is. But the fact that they would let players retire and walk away and continue to be like forget you, it's kind of messed up, because it's like, and then you go to like, oh, they're old and all these other things. I don't see Argentina doing that. I don't see these other countries doing that. It seems like as players get older, instead of them, not them, I'm not saying them like it's just one, like instead of giving people their flower, and fans as well, because people was quick to throw people under the bus too. Instead of giving these players their flowers after they put in all these work and the sacrifices away from families and going out there and laying it all the line, instead of them giving flowers, it's more so like, he's washed up, bring the next person in. He's probably better and this and that too. And it's like, damn, like if I knew it was like this, I wouldn't even did none of this. You know, like I said, this is for free. We take time from home.
Thank you.
Like there's a possibility we can. Devin Collier got hurt. It's a possibility you can get hurt for free and not make money for your regular job of basketball. And I feel like it wasn't always appreciated as far as like, and I'm not saying the national team didn't appreciate it. That's not what I'm saying at all, because they always show love. But the fact that when you recognize players are leaving, walking away one player at a time, and you're still letting it slide, it's messed up, man. It's really messed up. And that I'm super emotional when it comes to that whole thing, man.
Me gustaría que traduzca todo eso en español, porque yo sé que hay gente aquí que quieren verlo y después quiero hacer una pregunta para atrás rapidito.
Sí, básicamente, obviamente fue mucho lo que dijo, pero básicamente le estábamos explicando la pregunta que yo le hice a Ramón. Fue verdad de que si el problema que estaba teniendo la selección fue un problema de management, que creo que habíamos hablado eso ya en un live nosotros, sobre si el problema era de management o era de los jugadores, y realmente, pues obviamente, pues el que sabe y conoce la historia de la selección y del BCN y de Ramón Clemente, que obviamente se retiró de la selección, pues pueden saber un poquito del bochinche que pasó. Si no, pues los invito a que investiguen un poco sobre eso, pero él dijo que realmente era increíble y creo que estaba hablando con Real Barman el otro día, y es increíble cómo se siente ir a trabajar en vez de ir a representar a tu país a jugar. Realmente se siente, y no puede ver los juegos de las selecciones de Puerto Rico, porque él se siente que debe estar ahí. Yo creo que todos estamos de acuerdo que Ramón Clemente es una pieza bien importante para el equipo de Puerto Rico, y por cosas que pasaron, personas que no estaban de acuerdo, bochinches y demás, pues tuvimos que perder a Angelito, que no quiere jugar en la selección, David Huerta, que no quiere salir en la selección, Ramón Clemente, que se retiró de la selección, como dijo el trainer, que Javier Mojica se retiró y volvió por la selección, y obviamente sabemos por qué lo hizo. Pero realmente es muy, muy triste, y realmente esto nos abre los ojos a nosotros como fanáticos de la selección de Puerto Rico y como puertorriqueños, que realmente para representar a nuestro país, que es gratis hacerlo, como estaba diciendo Ramón, de gratis, vas a ir a darlo todo como lo hacían ellos. Y mira cómo Daniel Collier se lastimó, que te pueden lastimar, o sea, tirar tu carrera a la basura, básicamente, por ir a jugar a representar a Puerto Rico. Y realmente, pues nunca se le dio el trato a los jugadores como se supone. Entraban y salían, y pues, adiós, te fuiste y que venga el otro.
Y además dijo también que se sentía emocional cada vez que hablaba de la selección, porque le duele. Porque obviamente él tiene Puerto Rico en el pecho, y él quisiera jugar todos los días por un orgullo por Puerto Rico. Obviamente ellos no cobran. O sea, ellos no cobran por jugar por Puerto Rico, y ver que los fanáticos, cada vez que uno tiene un juego malo y dicen, este no sirve, trae el otro, pues esas cosas le duelen a los jugadores, y más como a Ramón, que se pone emocional por esa sencilla razón. Sigue,
lo voy a decir en español y después en inglés. Obviamente nos duele saber todo esto. Nosotros teníamos una idea, pero ahora que lo dijiste un poco más claro, pues nos hace mucho más sentido. Pero no hay que hablar del nombre, pero ya que hay una nueva administración, y yo sé que todavía duele, ya que hay una nueva administración, si ellos te dan una llamada, ¿te pondrías el uniforme de Puerto Rico otra vez? Moncho, I know it hurts, and for us as a fans, obviously, our Puerto Rico really hurts. And now that we have a new administration, because I don't want to say the name or whatever, you and me and all of us know the name, but now that we have a new administration, if they call you to have one more shot to represent our country, do you do it?
Well, this window that just passed, it was supposed to be hosted in Puerto Rico. I spoke to Carlos Arroyo when I called and told him I retire. He told me, yo, just set up this tournament and go out on the island of Puerto Rico in front of the people. But I had to make a stand. I feel like if I would have did it that way, I wouldn't have proved my point of what's going on. If I would have did that, I feel like I'm kind of like I'm hiding on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, another thing that was hard to see was all my comrades leave. These are guys that I grew up in the national team with playing together. Mm-hmm. And then I'm seeing a lot of the new guys come, and nothing against them, but it's more so like I got to let these guys figure it out and build. I didn't mind being a locker room guy, the old head at the end of the bench and pushing people through, but I just didn't like, that whole situation. And that situation wasn't always even like that. I don't have any problems with the people and stuff like that. Like I said, when I seen what happened with my comrades and guys folding and even Bulkman's still available and stuff like that. It was just a lot. It was a lot going on. And I just feel like the national team shouldn't be like that, man. It shouldn't be so much like
it shouldn't. That's true.
Drama and stuff. Yeah, you should just come. You should just come and play basketball and have fun.
You're doing for love. You're doing for love.
We represent, and I'm not saying that's what the national team's about. Like you and Ramon shows mad love, Carlos Arroyo love. I call Carlos, and I never said this before, but I called Carlos when they made whatever they did, and I told him like, yo, whatever you doing, man, like I respect what you're doing. I'm behind you 100%. That was my old teammate. If you feel like that's the change that needed to be made for the national team, for the island of Puerto Rico, then so be it. Even if you say, Ramon, we don't want you contacting nobody. If that's what y'all feel is best, then cool. Because at the end of the day, the national team is bigger than a player. It's bigger than a coach. It's bigger than a general manager. 100%. Anything. Because this is always going to be here. 100%. X amount of years from now, and we're all old and done and we're gone, the national team will still be here. There's no anything that's bigger than the program, And Carlos Arroyo, he's on it. I remember I spoke to him, and he was telling me like, yo, Carlos is like a real. He's like a Kobe of Puerto Rico, like with that mentality. Like I played with everyone.
He's a legend.
That's my guy.
And, we was in Serbia. I had on like beach shorts. He's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, go upstairs and change. Like, and you don't find too many guys that's tight ship like that. And that was him as a player. So he's going to keep it a tight ship, and he got the right coaches to give it the balance as well. He gives me like the Pat Riley vibes for the national team.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Vamos a dos preguntitas más antes de irnos.
Ramon, I wanna make you a question. This is out of the national team. It's more about your career. Jugaste en muchas ligas fuera de Puerto Rico, en Puerto Rico. Jugaste también en college. ¿Cuál ha sido la liga más difícil para ti de jugar? Ramon, you play on I search on your career. You play on Wichita State, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Israel, Italy, that you were a champion in Italy, Argentina. You play in the national team with silver and gold medals. Which one was the toughest league?
Argentina by far.
Argentina,
and that was my favorite league. I'm going back. Because they let me play the way I should play the game. One thing, the difference between Puerto Rico and Argentina was I had a view of the player I'm supposed to be here, and it wasn't that much level of growth. It was more so, get the rebounds, give energy, do that. And it's kind of like I'm more than that. I'm not going to make any money in this league playing like that. And that's why I only played one full season in Puerto Rico. I only played one full season in Puerto Rico for that reason right there. Argentina, it was more so like, listen, as the 4-man, you got to be able to shoot. You got to be able to stretch the 4. People are going to go zone. You're not going to be a use. Everyone out there shoots. Everyone out there develops their game, and they don't have a view on how you're supposed to play the game. It's like, play it the right way if you're open, shoot it. And that was big for my game. I started shooting. I shot 40% my second year. in Argentina from 3. I've never shot 3s in my life, you know. So Argentina by far was the best because it was the right. I didn't have to play the center. Everybody, it was the right way to play the game for me. You know, nothing against Puerto Rico or anything like that, but for me, Argentina was the toughest, and it was probably my favorite week to play in by far.
So it's not because if the toughest, it's because it's
no,
they let you play.
No. It was tough too. But the fact that I had to adjust, you gotta understand. Here in Puerto Rico, I'm not an import. I play as a local. I don't care about coming or whatever stuff. It's fun, but I haven't played in Puerto Rico like full seasons to even compare the two like that. I came and whatever money was left over or whatever's left over in the season, I came. Not saying I didn't care, but it wasn't primary. Like, you know, I feel like I wasn't as respected. And I tell these young guys all the time, I don't care on Twitter and everything. If they don't respect you, play elsewhere. They'll respect you, you know? And I know coaches and owners don't like me talking like that. But one thing I will always be is real with players. I would hate for a vet to give me horrible advice or no advice at all, you know?
Okay. Ramón, ¿la quieres hacer tú, trainer?
Sí, yo se la hago, no hay problema. Esta es la última pregunta, ¿verdad? This is the last question, right?
This is the last question, Ramon. Obviously, we want to say thank you, Ramon. We appreciate you having of you saying yes to us.
Anytime,
we really say thank you, man. Like, we really appreciate you being here.
Nah, it's all good, bro. I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Antes de irnos, tenemos que hacer la pregunta que tanto la gente están preguntando y pues vamos a hacérsela. Before we leave, we have to make the question that everyone is, you know,
I'm gonna put you on the spot right now, Ramon.
The question.
See that face.
How's Jackie Fontane? What's going on with Jackie Fontane? Is she okay?
That's my friend.
That's a homie.
She's your friend? That's your homie?
Why everyone's talking about it though? That's the thing. Why everyone's talking about it?
Let's talk about it.
That's your baby? That's your baby?
Because we saw your post. We saw your post. They asked about you. You were like, visita.
Let me tell you, because everybody be talking about this. Look, this is
the thing. Right.
Me and Jackie are cool. Simple conversations. How's your day? Everything cool? Keep it pushing. It's nothing at all. It's just a homie. If I do anything in that malice, it's just like entertainment or anything like that. But as far as like, and that's really my friend. That's really a homie, and nothing more. Nothing between me and Jackie. We're cool. How else can I put this? We're just cool. Man. We're just cool.
Just homies.
For me, the people who's making it more than what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's Puerto Rico, man. It's Puerto Rico. They always make drama.
But you never know. Would I shoot my shot? Yeah, I would shoot my shot.
Oh hell yeah! Go for it. Why not?
Oh man, hey, we're gonna support you. 100%.
We're gonna get a billboard, and I'll probably ask at a dinner or something like that one night. Who knows?
Who's not gonna take a shot of that? Who's not gonna take a shot of that?
Yeah, it's cool. But anything, man, keeping it real with y'all. For the most part, out of all of it, it's dope to have that as a friend. If I ever need to have a conversation, anything like that, I could actually hit up Jackie and talk to her because she's really cool like that. You don't really, for me personally, any woman in that position like that, you don't find too many of them down to earth like that. You know what I mean? Jackie's really cool. She's really down to earth. If I need advice or anything like that, I'll hit her up. Yo, Jackie, what do you think about this, and that? We'll crack jokes, all that. And just keeping it friendly right now. She's in her space right now where she's really busy with work, and I got my own work. So it was never really, you know what I mean? Anything even close to it. Just homies, that's all.
Para decirle a la gente, porque la gente está diciendo, mira, no, que si farándula. No, lo que pasa es que nosotros hacemos las preguntas que la gente hace. Y pues es nuestra responsabilidad hacerlo, no importa lo que pase. Ramón Clemente está aquí, no tenemos la oportunidad, no todos los días nosotros hablamos con Ramón Clemente. Y si usted tiene esa duda, nosotros se la vamos a hacer.
Así está. Ramon, of course, this is we asked you this question because there was a lot of people putting in the chat. We're a sports podcast, but you know, you just wanna clear it up, you know, because people start saying stuff and you know, putting together and wedding bells and everything, and we just want to crush it because we want you to, you know, to put your mind together for all the stuff that's coming now in the team. Go ahead.
My bad. If it does happen, the world would definitely know. I'm open book. You know what I mean? I'm always out there, and Jackie's always on the internet too. So you know what I mean? I'm not saying there's nowhere close to anything like that. But like I said, if I do get a chance to really shoot my shot the correct way, I definitely would. She's cool people.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Bueno, Ramon, we want to really thank you for today. We had a very, very good time. Actually, what you said about the national team, it's awesome. It's something that we always talk about, and it's really hard to think about the team that we have a couple years ago and the team that we're trying to build now. And Puerto Rico, how we were saying a couple days ago, Puerto Rico, we used to be one of the top dogs in the world, and now we all the way back from, I think, worse than when we started. So I think
say that, man. Come on, man.
I don't know, man. I don't
They're
know.
not bad.
No, it's not about talent though. I think it's we're not there. We're not engaged. We're not right now. I don't think we're a whole team. We just putting pieces together to see. I think that's what Nelson doing. What you think?
How it works.
I think guys just got to understand what they're representing. When I came to the national team, I didn't know what I was representing. You know, I knew I was going to play hard. That's just what it was. When we had the tournament out in Roberto Clemente, and I'm out there busting my ass on the floor, and I'm seeing the people go crazy, and I'm like, you know, I felt what it was about. It's not about going out trying to find a job. It was about the people of Puerto Rico, and I think once those guys start understanding what it's about, and I'm not saying they don't know what it's about, but once they really understand it and what we're representing and what's going on in Carlos' vision, it's gonna be a whole different team. But it's a rebuild.
It's like Ramon said, it's a rebuild. Rebuild is gonna be a process. Like you have to wait. Like the best friends right now are time. We have to take the time. We have to take the process, and we're gonna be good.
100%.
Ramon, before we say bye to you, we wanna do this. El Jordan, el pop, la rifa que íbamos a hacer. Así que Jesús, rapidito, el trainer ahí que rapidito para sacar el ganador before Ramon go. We're gonna put out the winner, so you know that you were announced as a winner with Ramon Clemente over here.
Gracias a todos también por darle subscribe y a la campanita. Estamos de verdad que bien agradecidos. Nada de esto fuera posible si no fuera por ustedes. Gracias por el apoyo. Recuerden también, obviamente, gracias a todos los que comentaron hoy. Recuerden también cuando salga este video, esto por YouTube, recuerden darle share, enviárselo a los panas. Mira, Ramón Clemente en el debate se está quedando con todo, Hacho, y ya tú sabes, esto es darle compartir a todo el mundo.
Zumba.
Y apoya. Gracias.
Durísimo, trainer. Zumba. ¿Quién ganó, trainer?
Vamos por encima. Gracias a todas las personas que se suscribieron. Estamos casi en 300 subscribers. Agradecido, Corillo, de verdad que sí.
Ramon, before, so we were doing this for subscribers in YouTube, and a couple weeks ago we had a jersey from Team Duncan, the Hardwood Classic from, I think it was '99, and now we have the pub. We're gonna have some things every at least twice a month. We're gonna have something to give up. So next time you can have the Jordan Pop as well.
Your pop.
Your pop. Go ahead.
So now, el ganador, the winner of the Michael Jordan Pop is, let's see, it is, me comió esta mierda.
Zumba.
It's Jan Rodríguez.
Jan Rodríguez, ahí estamos. Jan Rodríguez,
felicidades.
Ahí está, Jan Rodríguez, ya sabes, papi, te viene el pop por ahí. Vamos a contactarte, si puedes contactarnos, ¿verdad? Si Jan está por ahí, felicidades al ganador. Pero obviamente vamos a estar contactándote, Jan, para entonces hacerte llegar el pop por correo. Si está por aquí cerca, hasta nos encontramos y nos tiramos una foto y eso. Así que durísimo.
¿Quieres anunciar
el invitado de mañana?
Sí, oye, mañana, Ramon, now that you're here too, we're gonna tell the people who we're gonna have here tomorrow. Le dijimos obviamente que era la semana cangrejera, así que vamos a estar subiendo el post ya mismo por Instagram, pero tenemos a uno de los caballotes, al rey del 3x3, el gran Ángel Matías, va a estar con nosotros aquí mañana, miércoles a las 8 de la noche por Facebook Live y YouTube. Caballote, Ángel Matías, tenemos mucho de que hablar, volvemos otra vez a la programación regular en español. Así que Ángel Matías is going to be here with us tomorrow, Ramon. So another cangrejero, another one of the very good signings for the championship run this year. So yeah.
Ramon, we know you're friends with JJ. We would love to have JJ in the program too,
man.
We would love to have JJ.
Hit that up, man.
I'll tell you one thing about JJ: you can't get that man to sit down. I'll call him. He's like, "Yo, I'm in Miami right now. Yo, where you at, bro?"
He's always walking around.
JJ always moving around.
If by any chance you see this, papá, sería un placer que esté por aquí con nosotros para debatir un ratito de muchas cosas. Es un hombre de mucha experiencia, así que.
Sí, señor.
Anyway, Ramon, thank you very much for being with us tonight.
See
It's
you on the
always
court,
a pleasure.
Ramon.
Appreciate it, Ramon.
Thank you for
Thank you
everything
so
you've
much.
done for our team in Puerto Rico. Thank you for everything you do for Santurce every day, and we hope to see you this year.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate you guys, man. I'll stay in
Appreciate you,
touch.
brother.
See you at the core, man.
All right, brother.
All right, take care, brother.
Bye.
Bueno, Corillo, súper duro el programa de hoy. Ramón Clemente, obviamente un poquito diferente al que estamos, ¿verdad? Metiéndole al Spanglish aquí, pero gracias a todos los que estuvieron conectados directamente hoy en la página de YouTube y Facebook Live. Recuerden, suscríbanse al canal, denle a la campanita para que estén pendientes a todo lo que vamos a poner estos días. Mañana recuerden que tenemos a Ángel Matías de los Cangrejeros de Santurce y seguimos rompiendo. Hay muchas cosas que vienen buenas por ahí, Corillo. El BCN está que parte, así que y muchas cosas buenas, así que nada, gracias a todos. Bye, trainer, antes de irnos.
Nada, gracias a todos por el apoyo como siempre. Recuerden que el debate vino a quedarse en todos los idiomas, en inglés, en español, si aprendemos hasta francés. Venimos a quedarnos con todo, pero esto obviamente ha sido gracias a ustedes, gracias por el apoyo. Recuerden ese like, ese follow en Instagram, en YouTube y en Facebook, darle subscribe en Facebook y darle a la campanita para que notifiquen cuando lleguen los videos. Y nada, nos vemos mañana.
Trainer Zumba, antes de irnos.
No, tengo que secundar las palabras de ustedes. Gracias a todos por estar con nosotros. Gracias por seguir apoyándonos en los Instagram Live, aquí en Facebook, en YouTube, suscribirse, compartirlo. La gente lo ve aquí y después van a YouTube y lo ven otra vez. Realmente es algo que nos enorgullece muchísimo. Vienen muchas cosas buenas para el debate TV en el BCN. Esperen buenas noticias del debate TV, Corillo.
Durísimo. Bueno, Corillo, gracias a todos nuevamente. Nos vemos mañana a las 8 en Facebook Live y YouTube. Ángel Matías. Hasta luego, Corillo.